Hi, ceramics. This is going to be our last lab project that we're going to do. Because guess what? Week 4, can you believe it? But before we get started on the actual clay piece, I want to go over the history of the Green Man. It's a little different, but at the same time, it's really fun to do. So here we go. Okay, the Green Man is a sculpture or other representation of a face surrounded by leaves. Okay, the branches or the vines might sprout out from the mouth or the nose or the ears or wherever, or other parts of the face, and they can be flowers. They could be fruit. It could be leaves. You can have like little insects and everything else on it. Okay, they were used for architectural ornaments. Okay, like on the columns in the churches and also in other buildings. It's really crazy that you would see them in churches, but you get the history of it here in just a few minutes. The Greenman motif has variations found in many, many cultures from around the world. It's a vegetation deity, so it was like very pagan belief. Okay, it was a pagan god almost. Its primary interpreted as a symbol of rebirth, representing the cycle of growth each spring. Some of them speculate the mythology of the Green Man developed independently in traditions of ancient times. So you can find history on the Green Man throughout different origins. It's really quite interesting. Usually, the Green Man refers to works on architectural as foliated heads or masks. All right, carvings in the Green Man may take many forms. They could be realistic, they could be naturalistic, they could be very decorative. The simplest depicts a man's face peering out from dense foliage, so you can actually see the face, and then you got all these leaves around it. Some may have leaves for hair or a beard. Often the leaves or the leafy shoots are grown from the open of the mouths or out of the eyes or the nose. The carvings are first glanced to be stylized. The facial features, you can then see them. At first, you just kind of like see all these leaves and everything, but if you look really close, you think, is that a face in there? A lot of times the face is usually male, but that doesn't mean you can't do a female, okay? Because they have found a few female faces, all right, over the history of. All right, so the Green Man appears to have 3 different types of categories. All right, so you got 3 different types. You got the foliated head, which means the leaves around the face. You can see the face, or the face has a lot of leaves on it. Disgorging head, that's where you got the leaves and vegetation coming out of the mouth. All right, and then your bloodsucker is where you have vegetation coming from all different parts of the orifices. So coming out of the nose, coming out of the eyes, coming out of the mouth. Okay, so those are your 3 different ones. Examples. Okay, this is just your plain foliated head where you have leaves around the face, on the face. All right, you can see where the face is. You might have more recognizable face, or it might be all leaves. All right. Then you have the disgorging where you actually have it coming out of the mouth. You see things spewing out. Okay. And then your bloodsucker head one, that's where you have vegetations coming out from everywhere. Like this one up here on the left where the stem and leaves coming out of the eyeball. You can have them coming out of the nose, all parts. All right. So what will the Green Man represent? All right. Again, this is kind of historical. There's all different types of representation. Some say resurrection, hope of new life, green leaves sprouting from something obviously dead. All right. You have the creation, the uttering leaves into the beginning. You have the wood spirits, leaf masks in particular seem to show beneficial face shining with energy of nature. Protection in the Celtic time, it was used beside or above doors to protect the building from evil or bad luck or for good luck. Fertility, some, especially cat-like ones, seem to be associated with the harvest, cats as the corn spirit. Portraiture, some have some characters and appears to be taken from life. These portraits are clerks, sponsors, masons, people who are involved in the buildings. You have them just for decorations. Okay, in the Renaissance time period, the foliate heads were merely formal decorations and found everywhere, so they weren't really representative of anything. They just thought they were cool, so they made them to decorate the different areas in the cathedral or the building. Later on, it represented wealth. Okay, 19th century banks, you could see Greenman in the banks. Not only were they carved, they were preserved for wealth, but the lush foliage from the faces represent generation of wealth. All right. So once you are finished looking at the video that I have linked for you, the history of Greenman, and once you do this particular PowerPoint, I want you to take the quiz on the Greenman face. Once you do that, then I want you to watch my video as to how to draw a proportion guide face. All right. We're going to go on because I have some tips. Maybe you've forgotten how to make a face from Art Foundations or from drawing class, but let's continue and I'll show you the next. All right, facial proportion review. Okay, remember you're going to start with the egg, you're going to divide it into your sections, and I'm going to go into more detail, so you just read this, but you are going to be dividing it in half and half again, and then another proportion of half, okay? You're also going to be dividing your face in 5 sections vertically, all right? And then you're going to be paying attention to where all the different places are going to go. And again, these 3 slides were just a review for you. I want you to watch my video showing you step by step how to make a guide face. And you're going to do a guide face, all right? And you're going to turn it in. So, Greenman slab face, here we come. Do the history, do the guide face proportion with me, and then on Thursday this week, you're actually going to start coming up with designs, okay? And then next week, we will be actually making our Greenman face in clay. All right, see ya on Thursday.